Today we're spinning our way into the world of Kaiju with a review of the S.H.MonsterArts Gamera Rebirth figure from Tamashii Nations, based on the Netflix anime released in fall 2023. But before we unleash this colossal turtle onto the table, here's a quick rundown of what we're going to be covering in today's video. First up, we'll be discussing the articulation of the figure, delving into the sculpted details, exploring the different character modes like flight and standard for this angry turtle. I'll be sharing some quick thoughts on the Netflix anime that inspired this figure, and finally delivering my verdict on whether this massive reptilian collectible deserves a spot on your Kaiju shelf, all while taking toy photography of this figure along the way. And later on in the video, I'm going to show off how I get this really moody, foggy effect. Thank you to my friends at Bandai Namco Toys and Collectibles America for providing this figure for this overview. A quick look at the packaging shows a few production photos of Gamera in a couple of different poses and flight mode, with a window on the back to see the Guardian of the Universe awaiting to be unleashed. He came out of the box with some assembly required. One of his arms was detached and wrapped in plastic, which is standard. He's meant to be disassembled to get him into his flight pose. The sculpt for this big boy looks like he was ripped right out of the anime, and he pretty much was. They used the 3D model of him from the production of Gamera Rebirth to build the resin prototype figure, which was also created under the supervision of the series director Hiroyuki Sashida and modeling director Mitsunori Katama. The final production of the figure is made of PVC and ABS. It stands at around 5.9 inches or 15 centimeters, and it's beautifully detailed, and it really captures the essence of the character of Gamera from the show. He is also huge. Here he is next to the 1991 Godzilla that was recently released, and you can just see how much smaller his box is compared to Gamera's. Now let's talk articulation. Due to Gamera's turtle nature, it doesn't have as much of a broad range of motion, but it does move where it counts. So being a turtle, there are no ab crunches or twists due to the bulky shell, but the neck, head, arms, and legs, and tail move around very well. Occasionally, my head might pop off of my figure if I push it too far, but it's really easy to pop back into place. And I'm hearing from other collectors that this really isn't an issue for them after asking.
Does its head pop off a lot for you, or is that just an isolated incident to me?
No, like
it stays on for mine.
Mine has just
mine
not
doesn't
wanted
pop
to stay
off
on
either.
Yeah, you gotta get some kiki fix, loose joints.
Yeah. It's not too bad though, it just pops right back on.
Surprisingly, it can pull off some really impressive bent over poses thanks to the leg articulation. But let's not forget about the flight mode. It's a standout feature, adding a dynamic touch to your display. But quick note, be a little cautious installing these wings because they are quite sharp and you do not want to stab yourself like I may or may not have done a few times while trying to put this together. It's quite easy to disassemble them and swap out the pieces for the flight mode if you're able to avoid the stabbings. I personally won't display it in flight mode regularly due to the size of the figure when he's in this mode. I don't have the shelf space for it, but for toy photography purposes and others, it's pretty rad. Now let's talk size. Here's a quick comparison with other figures in my collection. Let's kick things off by comparing a Gamera to a Gamera from the recent Heisei Gamera release of the S.H.MonsterArts Gamera 3. Taking a look from the front, side, and back, you can immediately notice that the Rebirth figure brings a bigger and chunkier vibe compared to the sleeker Gamera 3. Moving on, we've got the S.H.MonsterArts 1991 Godzilla Shinjuku Decisive version, much smaller than our chunky turtle friend. And here comes Godzilla's Singular Point, towering over Gamera, but also in length too with his massive tail. However, Gamera still has a lot of girth to him. Now shifting to the recent Hiya Toys 2021 Godzilla Atomic Breath version from Godzilla vs. Kong, he stands a lot taller than Gamera, but that's because they're at a little bit of a different scale in those figure lines. And to keep it on turtle themed, let's do the Super 7 Ultimate Slash from TMNT. These two figures are actually quite similar in their size because of their turtle related elements, and they're both just big figures. And just for some fun, I've got some little realistic turtles that I pulled from gashapon machines at recent conventions that I've attended over the last year or two. Just a fun little quirky addition that I wanted to add to the comparison because turtles, why not? And to wrap things up, let's just keep it going with turtles. We've got the TMNT 1990 movie Leonardo, a completely different line of figures, but again, turtles because
I like turtles.
And another thing we're going to look at is the Ulanzi FilmFog Ace fog machine that I actually recently won from an Instagram contest they were running. I'm very pumped to try this thing out. I've wanted to add a fog machine or some type to my photo shoot treasure chest of things that I use to get my crazy effects here and there. I'm going to crack open the package, and inside this really nice little carrying case, I find the fog machine itself, a little container of fog fluid, batteries and the charger, a few different fog release filters, and a little canister where you insert the fluid itself in the machine. The design is sleek and setting it up is really easy. Plus there's a handy remote control on the front that pops off, giving you the option to release the fog wirelessly. I really like this feature. Now here comes the fun part. I really wanted to test it out as soon as I got it, and this showed up as I was filming this video, so naturally I'm testing it out on Gamera here. Within the first shot that I had set up, I was really happy with what I was seeing. The light catches the fog really well, and the results are nothing short of fantastic. The fog adds a unique mood and vibe to the scene. Like I said, plays off the light really well in captivating ways. It almost looks like Gamera's got an energy coming off of him, or that he's steaming after a heavy attack that he's given off recently or something. It's really cool. Having tried it out for a little bit now, I can confidently say that I'm thoroughly impressed with this little fog machine. And the photos speak for themselves, but I'm also going to be taking a lot more in the future. I can see myself using this thing almost all the time right now because I'm probably going to overuse it, to be honest, because it's so exciting and I love this little thing. It's going to help elevate the atmosphere to my photos, and I'm really looking forward to that. I already have a lot of cool ideas for some alien xenomorph photos that I'm looking forward to getting to soon. If you're into photography or videography and you want to inject some mood into your visuals, I highly recommend this little Ulanzi FilmFog Ace fog machine. And thank you to Ulanzi for picking me as the winner on that contest. And thank you for adding a whole new level of awesome to my monster photography. And like I said, stay tuned. I'm going to be using this thing a lot. I've got a lot of fun photos planned. In conclusion, the S.H.MonsterArts Gamera Rebirth figure is undeniably awesome, dominating any shelf it's displayed on. It stays true to the anime's design, with a limited yet effective range of motion. The flight pose is a cool addition and a nice touch. Whether you're a seasoned collector or you're just starting your kaiju collecting journey, this figure is probably a must-have. It would be awesome to see some S.H.MonsterArts renditions of some of the villains that have appeared in the show, just to match Gamera here so he's not all alone in his anime form. There is a lot to choose from. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this video. It was a little bit slower to come out than my previous videos have been. Things have been kind of going crazy here in Mike's Monsters real life. On Christmas Day, my car was stolen, and unfortunately that put me back on production for this video and a few other things that I've been working on for this channel. So I will be getting back to all of that stuff soon. I just unfortunately at the moment have been focused on getting the car stuff sorted out, and I had some good news that they found the car. So the bad news is they found it and it was totaled. It was ripped apart. I have some photos here to show you that. They really destroyed the whole thing. Luckily, there was nothing inside. I've actually had my car stolen once before and learned never to keep anything in there, which luckily that time nothing was in there. Thankfully, they are paying out some, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be getting a lot for my car. And I'm going to have to go car shopping soon, and that is not going to be the easiest thing right now. This puts me in a much tighter position than I'd like to be. So if you'd like to actually support this channel or help me in any way, I'm not monetized here. I'm a small channel. I don't have the ability to be monetized yet. So if you enjoy this content, if you want to help me, I have a print shop open on my website that I actually just redesigned and launched that features my Mike's Monsters photography and actually my whole scope of photography in my career. You'll find fashion photography portraits, landscapes, travel, stuff like that, but you also might find that I've worked with a few people who have made some monster movies if you take a look at it in the right spots, and some stuff that hasn't been posted on the internet before, which is pretty exciting. So take a look at it. My website is mikemonahan.photography, and in that website you will be able to find my shop section, and at the bottom of the page you will have my Mike's Monsters print section that has a select few prints right at the moment. If there's something that you like of my work and you don't see it there, let me know and I could put it up there if you'd like to purchase it and support me. Or if you just want to help out, I also have a donate button on the bottom of that page as well. And that means you can send the money right to me and help support this channel and me in this really tough situation at the moment. It's really hard to talk about all this stuff, but I wanted to put my face on camera and just let you know that things are slow at the moment because life threw me a curveball. A lot of people came after those Godzilla -1 videos, and I had a lot of great momentum, and YouTube loves that. And then Christmas happened with my car. I'm working to get out of this situation, and things are moving forward very soon with the insurance company, thank goodness. And things are going to get back to normal real soon. I've got a lot of fun videos planned out for this. Like I said, that fog machine is awesome by Ulanzi. That thing added such a cool vibe to these pictures, and I have a lot more coming. But if you would also like to support the channel in other ways, you can just like, subscribe, comment on these videos, share them if you like them with other people. It brings people to this channel. That growth just helps a lot in the long run, and I really appreciate everyone who's supported ever since the beginning, and anyone who's new, thank you for joining. This has just been a really fun project for me to make, and again, this is just a side project, so I can only do it on the side when I'm not super crazy busy and not doing my photography travels and such. And at the moment, I'm not going anywhere without a car. So I'd also like to point out that I will be on Figure Mania Show's live stream this Friday, January 19th at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Los Angeles time for me. We're going to talk about a lot of fun things. We always have a really great discussion on those shows. And thanks again to Figure Mania Show for the invite. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this overview of the Gamera Rebirth S.H.MonsterArts figure from Tamashii Nations, as well as the review of the Netflix anime. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.